how's it going, YouTube? I'm back in the video, and today I'm going to be talking about how Andrew Wiggins actually saved his NBA career. Now, what I'm beginning to for his video is going to be basically the beginning of Andrew Wiggins' career, how people kind of started doubting him and saying that he might not be as good as a lot of people said he was, to the point to where he is right now, where he's currently reviving his career and crawling his way back up to that superstar level he once was. But before I do get into this video, I do like to say a few things. I know it has been so long since I uploaded it, and I mean, I'm so sorry. It's just due to a ton of personal stuff, and some things I legit just cannot upload at all, because I mean, a lot of personal stuff has been going on in my life, which have prohibited me from uploading at all, and some of those might continue, but for this week at least, I should be able to upload pretty consistently, at least for this week, plus Christmas holidays are coming up, so I should be able to upload throughout the entire Christmas holiday as well, and hopefully I can get back to normal as soon as possible. But I mean, with all the personal stuff going on in my life, it's been very, very hard to be able to upload at all in my life. Like, just in general, it's literally impossible with some of the circumstances that are going on. But like I said, this week is going to be good. We're going to be able to upload. I'm going to be getting back to normal uploads this week for sure, and I just wanted to get all that out of the way. I hope you guys can understand, and without further ado, without rambling on too much, just get right into this video. Alright, so the first thing I'm beginning to for his video is going to be the beginning of Andrew Wiggins' NBA career, which consisted of him coming into the league as one of the most hyped up college prospects we had seen in a very long time. A lot of people comparing him to like be the next superstar coming into the league. He was supposed to be this absolute beast, with his nickname even being the Maple Jordan, since he is from Canada. I mean, there was tons and tons of hype around this player. Or Andrew Wiggins was supposed to be this like franchise-changing player, and for the first 3 years of his career, it really did look like that he was going to be able to have a very, very successful career with the Minnesota Timberwolves. In those first 3 seasons, he averaged 20 points per game, 2 assists per game, 4 rebounds per game, and 45% from the field, and played very, very good, and looked like he was up next to become one of the next superstars in the entire league, and that he was going to be by far one of the best young players to have on your team, and he could maybe develop into being that franchise changer a lot of people projected him to be. And I mean, like I said, for the first 3 years of his career, he was on an upward trajectory, and it really did look like that Andrew Wiggins would do nothing but improve and keep on just impressing with his play and improving year in and year out. Well, this kind of all got put to a screeching halt as when Jimmy Butler was traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves, as at the time, a lot of people saw this as being a very, very good move for the Timberwolves. But I mean, it really did not help Andrew Wiggins at all, as in Butler, it was 4th season at 22-year-old Andrew Wiggins was just not playing that good, and Butler was immediately moved to the 2nd scoring position, which moved Andrew Wiggins down to the 3rd scoring option. And for his entire career up to that point, he was at some points the number 1 scoring option, and at minimum the number 2 scoring option. But now with Butler on the squad, he is immediately moved to number 3, as he's not better than Karl-Anthony Towns, and Jimmy Butler is also a better player than Andrew Wiggins, at least at the time he was, for sure. And I mean, when you get moved down the depth chart to the 3rd scoring option, plus you get someone as good as Jimmy Butler on the team, your averages are going to bound to go down. And I mean, his averages didn't go too far down, as I mean, his stats still kind of did pretty good, as I mean, he just went from averaging 23 points per game the year before to only averaging 19 points per game. So I mean, not a terrible drop, but I mean, that's still a 4-point drop, and you would rather see improvement than a decline like that in points per game. But everything else besides those points pretty much did stay the same, and I mean, that's to be expected. Karl-Anthony Towns, you have to expect he's developing, he's becoming an absolute beast. Jimmy Butler, he's a new superstar coming onto the team, so obviously his stats are going to go down a little bit, or at least Andrew Wiggins' stats are going to go down a little bit. He's needing to do less on offense due to Jimmy Butler and Karl-Anthony Towns, and plus it's going to be involving a new system and a new cast of players due to Jimmy Butler being on the team. So I mean, all these factors really did contribute to Andrew Wiggins' points going down just a little bit. And another thing that he was knocked on a lot was his shooting percentage, and that he wasn't able to actually make a lot of shots at that high of a level. But I mean, I really don't think that the reason that everybody started freaking out is due to his points or anything like that. I think it was mainly to do Minnesota wasn't winning many games, Andrew Wiggins wasn't improving really, and I mean, that the team just wasn't winning games, and I think that's the main reason why everybody kind of started freaking out over Andrew Wiggins maybe not being a very good player in this league and being just a shot chucker, not really be able to do a lot. Well, I mean, I think that the main reason Andrew Wiggins got so hated on for so long was, I mean, just a whole big overreaction. And this is coming from a Pelicans fan. I think a lot of people completely overreacted in the Jimmy Butler era for Minnesota. As, I mean, look, what player do you know that stats will not go down when you add a superstar to the team? The dude gets moved down to the third scoring option, and he has to get used to playing in that system and developing new chemistry with a cancerous player at the time like Jimmy Butler, because we all know that that situation just did not work out at all in Minnesota. So I mean, it's going to be very hard for someone to keep their stats going and improve, especially when they're that young of a player as well. So I mean, very hard situation for Andrew Wiggins to be in, and really the biggest reason that everybody saw that the Jimmy Butler era was such a failure for Andrew Wiggins was pretty much just consisted of complete overreactions. And I mean, just think about it. When the second he got moved back to the second scoring option after Jimmy Butler got traded, his stats started going up and he started improving the second Jimmy Butler left, which means he is a better main scorer on the team and his stats are already going up. And this is only his second year with Jimmy Butler out of there, and he's already starting to revive his career, as we've seen over just the first 14 games, and actually over more than that now. He is currently averaging 25 points per game, 5.2 rebounds per game, 3.4 assists per game, and a career high in field goal percentage, and also a career high in assists and rebounds, doing very, very good. So I mean, I don't see, obviously these stats might go down. He's putting up some pretty ridiculous stats right now, but if he can stay around this career high in field goal percentage, now you can no longer knock him down for not improving or being a shot chucker that makes inefficient amount of shots and just isn't efficient enough on the court. He's obviously improving in field goal percentage. His points per game are at an all-time high, which means that he's obviously improving in the scoring wise, which he is a main scorer. He's actually starting to rebound the ball, and he's passing the ball better than he has in his entire career. So, I mean, we've seen in just the second year of Butler leaving that Butler was obviously a big part why Andrew Wiggins' growth just went to a screeching halt so quickly. And now that he's gone, he's starting to develop. He's starting to become the second scorer again and becoming the Andrew Wiggins we all once knew he could be. So, I mean, really the main reason I think Andrew Wiggins even has to revive his career is due to a whole bunch of overreactions due to when Jimmy Butler was there. I mean, his stats weren't that bad when Jimmy Butler was there. He wasn't playing as bad as people were making it out to be. The team was just struggling, and it was a big toxic situation with Butler, and that's why I think Andrew Wiggins was so hated on and pretty much used as the scapegoat for when the Timberwolves were doing bad. But I do think Andrew Wiggins is currently in a very nice revival of his career, and I would not be surprised at all if we might see him make an All-Star this year and start getting into those superstar conversations a few years down the line. And it's going to be very interesting to see how Andrew Wiggins and Karl-Anthony Towns can develop, especially with them both playing at as high of a level as they currently are playing. But unfortunately, guys, that's going to be it for this video. So comment below, do you agree with me? Do you think Wiggins is reviving his career? Do you think he's not? Do you think he's just having a little bit of a good start? Or do you think he's actually a good player? I want to hear all your thoughts in the comment section below. If you did like the video at any point, hit the like button and the subscribe button. It would mean the absolute word to me. I'm so happy to be back making videos. I'm extremely excited. Just hope you can bear with me on any misuploads or anything due to it. And I don't want to make y'all feel bad or making excuses. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Hope you have a blessed day. Have a blessed day. So you need to have a blessed day. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah.